Hello, I'm Peter Orker of Peter Orker Piano Tuition, and it's time for a Tuesday tip for better piano playing. I'm back from quite a longer than I expected break. I was going to break for Christmas anyway and be back in the new year, but then over Christmas, sadly I caught the COVID virus, and so I've not been very well for a few weeks, but I'm glad to be back now with a Tuesday tip. I'm going to be doing, over the next couple of weeks or so, just a little group of tips about what we might call preparation and anticipation. Let me explain what I mean by that. Um, in Once you go beyond the basics of piano playing, where everything is in a 5-finger position, you then have to be prepared to play notes that go beyond that range of notes, fairly narrow range of 5 notes. And in order to improve accuracy and also confidence that you're going to be playing the right notes, it's important to prepare the notes, or have your fingers prepared over the notes that you want to play before you actually play them. If you're forever jumping about and diving for notes, there's a danger that you're going to hit the wrong notes. And so anticipation of what's coming up and preparation of those notes becomes more and more important the harder the music becomes. So I'm going to start off with a very, very simple example, and you can practice this. If any of you do Trinity College exams and do a grade 1 exam, you will have come across something called broken chords. They are, excuse me, COVID talking there. They are a little bit like arpeggios. Arpeggios, of course, are these things. Broken chords are variations of those, and they give a good example of an easy way to get you into the ideas of preparing notes in advance, anticipating notes. So let me show you what I mean. Here is a broken chord of G major, which uses the notes G, B and D. Now when you play that, there are how many notes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There are 20 notes in that sequence of notes. But because they're sort of related by the key of G, we can group them together into patterns. And so when you're playing music and studying piano music that you're playing, try and work out where patterns occur that you can group your fingers over those notes for each pattern. Let me show you what I mean. In the broken chord of G, it starts off with this pattern, then goes to this one, and then this one. So if you look closely, you will see that pattern 1 is made up of G, B and D, which we can actually play as a chord like this, where my fingers are in a solid 5-finger position. Pattern 2 is this. Pattern 3. So if initially, rather than playing the individual notes one after the other, we play them as chord patterns, and then simply, instead of playing the notes together as chords, we play them separately like this. Now that's all very well, but what I'm doing is I'm playing pattern 1 then moving my moving position into pattern 2, playing pattern 2, moving fingers into position for pattern 3. So there's a kind of almost like a jerky move as I go between one pattern and another. So when we're using preparation properly, we make sure we continuously move our fingers to the correct position, so that when it becomes time to play each pattern, our fingers are already in place. I'm going to do this really slowly, and I'm going to put the camera close up on my hand so you'll be able to see how I move my fingers into each position, ready to play each one. And now finally the whole pattern, the ascending one and then the descending one, which is really the same as the ascending pattern but turned upside down. And once again, pay attention to how I move the fingers in preparation for each note well before I need that note. Well, we'll build on this in the next Tuesday tip and take it to, if you like, the next level up. But that's an introduction really to preparation and anticipation. And of course, everything you do with the right hand, you can also do with the left hand as well. Well, happy practicing, and I'll look forward to filming another Tuesday tip for next Tuesday. And we'll continue the story of preparing notes. Bye bye for now.